Alright then, so question number 15. Right, so this is the integration question. So the first question says find part A says find 3x plus 2 x squared plus 2x plus 1. Right, so the way I'm going to do this is I'm now I'm going to convert this part, right? I'm going to convert this part in terms of the differentiation of this part and another constant. Right, so basically I'm going to write this as 3x plus 2 is equal to lambda times the differentiation of this is what? 2x plus 2 plus mu. Right? So then I'll get, so I'm going to compare now. If I compare the x coefficient, is going to be 3, this is going to be 2 lambda. That means lambda is going to be 3 over 2. Then the constant is going to be 2 lambda plus mu. Right now, so lambda will be 3 over 2 plus mu. So basically mu will be minus 1. Right? So then I can rewrite this now. Right? So the advantage of doing this is I can use that ln formula. Right? So now I'm going to write this as 3 over 2 2x plus 2 x squared plus 2x plus 5 minus 1 squared plus 2x plus 5. Right now? So then I can take this 3 over 2 out, then 2x plus 2 x squared plus 2x plus 5 dx minus, then I'm going to sort of cluster this out as well. So x plus 1 squared minus 1 plus 5 dx. Right? So if you come here, then you will get 3 over 2, you can get ln x squared plus 2x plus 5, because this is the basic differentiation of this, minus integration of x plus 1 squared plus 2. Right now? So here you will get 3 over 2 ln x squared plus 2x plus 5 minus, this is going to be x plus 1 squared plus 2 squared. Right, so write this down. Just about 2 more steps, but write this down. Right, so now you come up to here. So you have this, no? So now there is a small theorem that you all should remember. That is, what is that now? If something like this happens, the integration is 1 over a tan inverse x over a, so plus c, right? It's the same way in x plus 1 square, no? X plus some plus thing also come because the differentiation of this does not change, no? Right? So if we apply it here, we will get, so now that thing is anyway there, minus, so the a is here 2 tan inverse x plus 1 2 plus, right? Right, so the next section is using integration by parts. We need to prove something. So second section says from 1 to e5 cos ln x dx. Right? So now here what we need to do here is, now you know this, integration by parts is what? ud we can write as uv minus vdu. Right, so this is the basic thing, and you have the ILA. So you have the ILA to choose the u, right? So now here there is a trig, no? But there's no other part, no? So then we have to improvise. We have to improvise and make something up. So we have to put something 1 here. Right? So what I'm going to do here is, now I'm going to convert this into the by parts, what do you call, let's say, the way. Right? So 1 e5 cos ln x. So I will keep this as the u. So then I'm going to get this dv part. That means dx over dx. And this is basically now, so in my thing, this thing is u, this thing is v. Right now? So, and I'm going to write this as well. uv, so cos ln x minus x. We have to differentiate this now. Differentiate this in terms of x. That means minus sin ln x. Then we are differentiating this, so that is 1 over x. Right now? So here I can cut these two off. Yeah, so then minus can be taken off, which is positive. Right now? So now we come to a dead end now. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to evaluate this separately. So I'm going to rename this as, so I'm going to name this as I. I'm going to name this as I1. So I need to evaluate I1. Right? So write this down. Right, so now we need to evaluate I1. So let's see what we can do with I1. So what is I1? I1 is sine ln x dx. Right? So I'm going to do the same thing that I did here. I'm going to put the 1 here. So then I'm going to so here this thing is there. This goes from 1 to E5. Here now you get 1 E5 sine ln x dx over dx. So again what do you call this is u, this is v, right? So then you get what, sine ln x. So again these should have the what do you call the limits here. In the previous one also the limit should be there. Minus 1 to E5 so x, your differentiate this part, that is cos ln x. We will differentiate ln x, is going to be 1 over x dx. Right? So what is this? So now we get what is this part? So now the x is cut off. So this is basically I, correct? This is same as I. So minus I. Right now. So now I can rewrite I. So if I rewrite I, so what is I? I was x. So there's a small mistake here. So there should be x here, right? Right? So there should be x there. So even in the previous one there was x. What do you call? So it was x sine, it was x cos x, no? So in the previous derivation it was this, no? Cos ln x, which is from E5 to 1 plus I, plus I1, correct? So we can rewrite this part, sine ln x E5 to 1 minus, right? So now you can get I here, 2I equal, so now you can put your limits now, right? So if I put the limits, it will become, so cos ln E5 minus cos ln 1, that is this part. Okay, so then we get, so then when we get to the sine part, it will be sine ln E5, right, minus sine ln 1, right? No. So now ln 1 is what? Ln 1 is 0, no? Right? So ln this part is 0. Sorry, not this part. This part is 0. This part is also 0. That means cos 0, it does not mean this whole part is 0. Cos 0. Right? Cos 0 is 1. Sin 0 is 0. Right? So write this down. Right? So now it's a matter of putting the limits up. Right? So now you will get right. So now 2i will be equal to, so because this e phi e to the power the power phi, you can take power out, no? Because these all log, no? So cos phi ln e phi minus cos 0 is 0, cos 0 is 1 time 1, right? Then here same plus sine, you can take phi out, so phi ln e phi minus, so this sin 0 is what? 0. Right? No? So sin 0 is 0. Then what? What is ln e? Ln e is 1, because log e to the power e is 1. Ln e is this. Right? So this is also 1. This is 1. This is also 1. So basically we need to evaluate cos phi, no? Cos phi and sin phi. So now if you all can remember that is all ST. Even from this you all can get, so let's say phi, so now phi plus something, right? Phi plus 0, no? So if we take phi plus 0 minus 0, cos part will be anyway minus, right? So this is basically minus cos 0, because these two parts are 0, minus for phi, minus for cos, no? Right? So this will be minus cos 0 e phi minus 1. This will be plus sin 0 e phi. Right? So this is basically phi plus 0. Or if we take phi minus 0, it doesn't matter. Because sin 0 is what? Sin 0 is 0. Right? Is it clear? Right? Then we get, okay, so this thing is going to be 1. Right? So we will get minus e phi minus 1 as 2i. Right? So to get I, so I'm going to take the minus out as well. You get this, and this is the answer they are expecting as well. Right. Alright, part C. Now, so part C, what does part C say? Part C first of all says to prove a formula. What's the formula given? Correct? Yeah. So now we need to prove this. Okay. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put a substitution. Right. So the substitution is y equals ax. Sorry, a minus x. Right. So now here I can make x equals a minus y. So now I'm going to differentiate. Right. What do you call? Oh, sorry. So you can differentiate this in terms of y, in terms of x. So dy over dx is going to be minus 1. So basically dx is going to be minus dy. That is there. Right? Then what? Then you know that when what do you call it? Now we have to see the limits. When x equals 0, so now x goes from 0 to a. No? So now let's see what happens to y. When x equals 0, y becomes a minus 0. That is a. When x equals a, y becomes a minus a. That means 0. Right? So we found the limits as well. So the limits of this. So now I can write this as so I can write this as what? Limits from x goes from a to 0. What do you call? So what is x? What is x now? X is becoming a minus y. Right? So for fx I am going to write f a minus y. F a minus y. And then what is dx? Dx is minus dy. Right now? So in integration, when there is a limit, if there is a minus, you can switch these two up. Right? That means this becomes 0, this becomes a. If a minus y, now the minus is not there because we switched it off. Right? So now this is a what you call an integration where the variable is y. Right? So the variable is y. So variable is we can put anything now. So I am going to put the variable as x now. That's all. So if I put the variable as x, then I will get 0 to a f a minus x dx. So that is what they want us to show. Right now, so now what are they saying? So now they are saying there is an I which is 0 to 5 over 2 limit. There is sine squared x px. So the px is what? They are given px as well, that is x minus 5 2x plus 5. Right now? So now they are asking from the previous result. What is this previous result? Previous result is this one. 0 to a fx dx is equal to 0 to a minus x dx. Right? So this is the previous result. Right? So from this they are asking us to prove that I is equal to when this becomes, so the same thing becomes cos square x. So let's try to prove this now. So I'm going to name this part. So here there's fx. So I'm going to name this part. I'm going to name this part as fx. Right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find f phi over 2 minus 6. Right? So then I can straight away put it there. Right? So now I'm going to find f phi over 2 minus 6. Right? So if I put phi over 2 minus x here, so if this becomes sine square, so for x you put phi over 2x, phi over 2 minus x over p. So for x you put phi over 2 minus x. Right now? So now this is basically cos square x now, because phi over 2 minus x. So now what happens to px? So this becomes, x becomes phi over 2 minus x minus phi, and this becomes 2 times x here is replaced by phi over 2 minus x plus phi. Right now, so here you will get cos squared x. Here you will get, so phi is here, minus phi is here, plus phi over 2 is here, that means is minus x minus phi over 2. Right? So here we get 2x, which is basically minus 2x. So yeah, so here we get, so these two get cancelled out, so we get 2 phi minus 2x. Right now? So phi and phi here, it will get 2 phi minus 2x. Right now? So here now what do we get? So I can take one of those x, so I can take 2 out. So I'm going to take 2 out, and then I'm going to put it here. So cos square x. So from the 2, this becomes minus 2x, right, minus 5. That is 5 minus x. Right now, so what was px? Right? So then what I'm going to do here is I am going to take this minus out and put it here. Right? Then cos square x, if I put the minus out, then I will get 2x. If I take the minus out, I will get 2x plus 5. And then from that minus, if I put here, I can interchange this term. That will be x minus 5. Right? So what is this? This is basically cos squared x px. This is px. Right? Okay, so I got up to here. So write it down. Right, so now what? So now we have got f phi over 2 minus x as this one. Right, so now we go to the theory now. So from the theory we can say I will be equal to 0 to 5 over 2 fx dx and also be equal to 0 to 5 over 2 f 5 minus 2 minus x. Right, so this part is this. So and we found what was f 5 over 2 minus x, no, which was what? Cos square x dx. So this is what they are asking us to prove. Correct? Right, no? So yeah, so write it down. Right, then they are asking us to show that I equals half of this px, you know. Right, so now we have two terms, so we have two things for I. Right, so what I am going to do is I am going to add these two up. That means I plus I is going to be 2i. Then these will be added up. Sin square x px dx plus 0 5 over 2 cos square x dx px. Right now? So we come up to here. Now since the limits are the same, right? So the limits are the same, we can combine this up, right? So if we combine these up, so px is common, we can combine this up as sin square x plus cos square x. 0 to 5 over 2. So what is sin square x plus cos square x? That is going to be 1. Right, so that is 1. So then you get, so if I take I is going to be half, 0 to 5 over 2, 1 over dx. So this is what they are asking us to prove. Right, so now we got the statement for I. So now let's find what's I. And here px is a multiplication of two terms. So because of that, what straight away comes to my mind is what? We can actually do this from partial fractions. Right? So now we get I as half 0 to 5 over 2. What is px? Px is x minus 5 2x plus 5. Right now, so now you can get the partial fraction straight away. Half 0 to 5 over 2 x minus 5 plus 2x plus 5. Right, so now what do you all do now? So now because this will become 0 at x equals 5, so you close this up 1. So you put 5 here, 2 5 plus 5. Remember now? So then when this is 0, that means x equals minus 5 over 2. So you close this up and substitute minus 5 over 2. So that means 1 So closing this up, minus 5 over 2 minus 1. Right now? So then you get 3/5 here. So you get what? Minus 3, get 2, 3/5, 2x plus 5. Correct? No? So now that is also done. Okay. So now we know that if you differentiate this, the 1 will be there. So if you differentiate x minus 5, it's going to be 1. So that is here. So if you differentiate this, it is 2. So 2 is also here. So actually I am going to take 3/5 out. Right? I am going to take 3/5 out. That means if you take 3/5 out and multiply by 2, that's going to be 6/5. Correct? 0 to 5 over 2 x minus 5 minus 2 2x plus 5. Right? No? Okay? So I get 6/5. So I'll get ln x minus 5. This is evaluated from 5 over 2 to 0. So this is basically ln 2x plus 5 evaluated from 5 over 2 to 0. Right, so now it's a matter of fact of putting limits. Right, so you come up to here, then we need to put the limit now. So 5, right? So then when x equals 5 over 2, that means ln 5 over 2 minus 5, that is 1, minus ln 0 minus 5 minus this part ln 2 times 5 over 2 plus 5 plus minus ln 0 plus 5. Right, so now this, because this is the one bracket, this is another bracket, and there is a combined bracket. Right, so now if I take out the bracket, right, so if I take out all the brackets, this minus into minus is going to be plus, no? Right, so now I don't have the bracket. Right, no? Correct? So now without the bracket I wrote everything down. Right, so I'm going to write this down again. So now after doing the arithmetic, I'm going to write this down. Ln minus 5 over 2 minus ln minus 5 minus ln 2/5 plus ln 5. Plus ln 5. Right, so now because these are all logs, so log, so minusing is what? Dividing. Adding is what? Multiply. In log. Correct, no? So I can write this as what? minus 5 over 2 divided by minus 5 into minus 2 5 no, there's no minus 2 5, it's 2 5, minus 2 5, 2 5 is 2 5 is divided, so 2 5, this is plus, so that means 5. Correct now? So here what do we get? We can actually cut this off, 5 5 5 5. So there's basically 1 over 4 remaining, correct? So the minus is off, so won't be there. 1 over 4. Right? So only these two are remaining. Half and half. This half and over 2 is remaining here. So you get this. And is that the answer they want? Exactly, that's the answer they want. Right, so this is I, is that. So that's basically it.